Hey, the rest of the month, I believe, I'm going to be sharing an energy tool in the beginning of like the daily and like maybe the weekend readings because I know like during the new moon for me personally, it was a pressureful like it was like there was a lot going on um for me it was a lot of just stuff mentally, emotionally, like everythingly. And so I was going through it, and I know that there was also some stuff to do with um, like the new moon and like period and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I know that we're getting into an eclipse and like we're in like eclipse season or something. And there's a lot of these kinds of energies going on, and talking to some of my favorite people, we were kind of talking about how yeah, we're feeling this pressure, especially with the new moon. I'm not feeling this new eclipse coming up yet or at all. I'm feeling really calm, and I feel like that's because of all the stuff that I was able to kind of move through and release and just kind of come to terms with during the new moon and my period. That's typically a time when this might be graphic for some kings and queens, but during the my period I really use that time to shed emotionally and just move through certain things, alone time or female time, and just like hanging out with ladies. Anyway, what I want to share in the beginning of the energy videos is a tool that I use personally or that I'm familiar with to move through certain energies and to calm and just to help be okay, to get some sort of grounding during some tumultuous times. So what I want to share with you today is something that I really haven't shared with you and ever much really. I was going to do a whole video on each stone just because they're each individual helpers, but I figure today it's a general thing. It's not supposed to be massively long. I'm already like 2 minutes too long. But yeah, one of the energy tools that I want to share with you is stones. like which is so weird, but like yeah, earth stones, crystals. I like them. The smaller ones are nice to kind of hold while you're sleeping or just to have next to you, to carry with you on your person as you're moving through the day. I typically will also add links in the description box to where you can get these things. So the next tool, I'll most likely have a link for you. I'll most likely have a link for you to look it up for yourself so you can see if it's for you, just to make it easier. So look out for that. But today I get my crystals quite locally. I got this stone in another country. So you can't really get that there. I got this from my friend. It's a geode that I cracked, and I really like holding this. I cracked it even more to have more pieces. But yeah, just holding the stones. They have a certain temperature about them, which is calming. It's cold. And just having something in your hand that's not like a phone necessarily. That's not anything that's been man-made, but that's God-made, that's earth-made. There's something about that, and not even flesh or having a person, but it's just having this thing in your hand. It's comforting. It's calming for me as soon as I hold. This is, I think, girl, if you know what this is, let me know. I think it's a crystal quartz geode, like a clear crystal, just a basic. I like when I hold it, I just feel calm instantly. It could be because of the temperature, it could be because of like just, itself, but I quite like it. So it might be helpful whenever you're feeling Nine of Swords or Five of Swords or Five of, like, if you're feeling angsty or sad or any sort of anything, even happy, you could put that in here and have it just kind of just whatever. I just like holding that. If you've noticed, I'm not even like letting it go. This is just a regular stone, but it's really pretty, nice to look at. And these are tumbled stones. This is carnelian, little carny, and this is emerald. I'm bonding with emerald this week, so we'll be. I always find it funny. I got my little stone story really quickly before I get into the energy read is, um I bought like 15 stones. They were in like an angel pouch, and each stone has its own angel. In fact, if you're interested, I'm not a big archangel person. Like, I'm really not at all. But blah 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 blah. Carnelian is Camuel or Chamuel. Moonstone, I lost my moonstone, ran away from me. Gabriel, bye bye. Rose quartz is Haniel. Smoky, Smoky was awesome. Jophiel or Jofil. We're using Emerald. So Emerald is Raphael. So this week I'm with, I guess, Raphael and hanging out with Emerald. Um, yeah, Carnelian is Chamuel. We already said that. So if you're interested in that, you might want to look up some stones just to help guide you. I have a bunch. So I got like all of these stones all at once, all 15 stones all at once, and I bought some extra stones, and I close my eyes and I pick which stone wants to be with me for however long that we're together. It's typically like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. All my stones are kind of in here because they're tumbled and tiny, so I'll just put them all in my hand. I'll close my eyes. I'll shift and see which hand the energy's in. This is probably going to be my next stone because we've been kind of flirting with each other. I don't know who this is. I think this is this. I don't know who this is. So I took a picture, and they come if you buy them from a. I bought them from a store. I don't have a link for you, but I made sure to get little cards so that I know what they're about. So at least I have that. But then also the stones themselves are kind of there to when I bond with them and pray with them and stuff like that. Like I talk about that a little bit more in the membership for later, but just for the general for people. So if you're on the membership, like you're gonna get these tools and a little bit more deeper. So don't worry about that. But yeah, just a brief something for people who are might be going through it or kind of want to start building some sort of tools for themselves. I quite like my stones. That was 7 minutes too long. So anyway, getting into the July 24th energy reading. Let's see what we have for Tuesday, July 24th. Guidance reading. Let's remember that. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Guidance for July 24th, please. That's interesting. They didn't really want to say this at all. When I see this, I actually think of my tools, the crystals over there. We have let your friends help you, let go of control issues, and give your relationship a chance. These two being in the reverse. I think I feel like this is actually giving your relationship a chance without you doing anything. That's what I'm getting. Like, let your friends help you. I feel like this is how do I explain it? It's let's say if you're someone who's going through something, it's kind of like sounds really bad. It's kind of like this is like checking out and paying attention to other things to take away your attention from this. And this might be you already doing this. So this just feels like me. Like lately I've just been like, okay, you handle your business. This to me is like the clean it up card. It's about you letting kind of other influences, other sources outside of you. So this could be people, environments, situations, opportunities to kind of work themselves out after you've put your best foot forward. Like after you've done your thing, you're just kind of being like, all right, well, you handle what you need to handle. I'm gonna be handling what I need to handle. And it's not even in like an I'ma do me type way. Like yes, but it's a very like I feel real sedated. Like that's like I feel like the last week was so that I'm just like nothing can touch me. I'm like oil and water will not touch me. Um this actually does feel quite sedated. This feels like it feels like give up, but not really. It's like it's almost like surrender. This feels like surrendering something to outside sources. And this could go let outside sources help you, like let the outside sources do what they need to do. Slash, as that's happening, as the story, you're doing something else on your end. You're so this is you. This is the epitome of like July 24th to me, kind pretty much energy here. This is you. You're dazed out. Like you're just sedated. You're like just doing other stuff, focusing on you, and your friends here are all kind of just doing this stuff for you and whatever's been going on. There are people, entities, partnerships working for you. So this in business is like you've put forward your business proposition and you're just there kind of surrendering, chilling, waiting, or just doing your own thing in your own way while they take care of the paperwork, while they take care of their own schedule, while they take care of the timing that is needed. Um, this lady, this little girl right here always reminds me of like shadow stuff, but she just exists right now. But yeah, this feels like that initially in terms of like this fitting in the sense of like give your relationship a chance. Let me try to like bring it home. Give your relationship a chance in the reverse and let go of control issues in the reverse is to me someone who's allowing things to work out over there. Like it's like cooking except there's no heat. It's just like fermenting. Um it's like yeah, it is like fermenting. It's like you haven't added heat. You haven't done much of anything. You're just kind of letting it do its thing on its own. It is like fermenting, actually. So let's get a little bit more information, I guess. Like, I'm straight with this, but I don't think people would be too happy about romance angels being the only thing we get guidance from. What are you talking about? I feel like this is probably continuing, or for some of you tomorrow there might be some sort of tomorrow. Yeah, on the 24th if there is angst, it'll be dissipating in some way. There's something in your world that you'll be allowing to do what it needs to do. Or you have allowed it to do what it needs to do, and you're allowing others to help you. Um, help you in a way that is indirectly related to this situation that you're letting not fester. I don't want to say fester. I feel like it's not festering. It's more like fermenting. Maybe for some of you it's festering. You're letting your friends help you, be it your guides, da da da, or you're actually like seriously. I keep thinking about rocks. Like maybe some of you are gonna get some rocks, or some sort of helpers or something to help navigate you through this space. So let's get some more. All right. Blessed and reversed for give your relationship a chance. That's about like humility. That's about like blessings aren't earned, right? Blessings are given. Blessings aren't based well, anyway, in this deck, they're not based necessarily on like merit or anything like that. Like they aren't earned, like they're kind of given. And that's what that kind of or whatever it is about a partnership here, be it a business partnership, a life partnership, a home partnership, whatever, because I'm seeing 2-2 and this is that divine card for me. It's let me read it to you. Humility is called for now as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom. What is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. And I feel like that doesn't deviate too much from what I was saying earlier. I did mention surrender. This is about you having this situation, whatever situation is in your world. I don't know what it is for you. It's going to be different for everybody. To handle itself, which is a surrender of sorts. So while you take care of other things, while you allow other things to take care of it, you're I feel like this isn't some of you this might be yelling at you, right? As I like to say. For others, this feels like this is more so something that is going on currently, something that you're still in angst about, something that you're still worried about, something that you're still pondering over, some aspect of your life, and it's it's a bit of a tone down. Like, I love setting intentions. I love saying and commanding, that I want this for my life and stepping to that part of your sovereignty. But this is also that kind of moment where you're like, okay, I want that for myself, but also like your will be done. That it's also like it's this thing of saying like I know what I want for myself, but I also know that, or it's where they're accepting the fact that, and this is a really big one, so I'm gonna pause because I want you to get this. It's accepting that what we know as human beings, what we know in our human mind is only what we know. And when we receive blessings, when we receive things from the divine gifts, those are sometimes things that we as human beings in our human experiences could have never ever thought of doing, ever. And while we can say this is what I want, this is exactly what I want, this house with the blue trimming, and like you can say that and you might get that, but it's also being fully open to the possibility that what you want may not be good enough for you, and that what's coming for you, your actual blessing, is what's actually the best thing for you. So it's about saying, putting the intention and following the essence of that more importantly. But if your intention is super specific, I want this person with blue eyes and dark skin and brown hair, like like I want this job to give me x amount of money, like that's awesome and I'm about that. But I feel like for this is the energy of someone or something, someone and something that has released the wish, that has set an intention and released it and said, you know what, let your will be done, let the essence of what I really am wanting come to me. That's what this to me says, giving it a chance and allowing it to be what it needs to be. And that's a position of power. That is a type of sovereignty where you are releasing what you want and accepting what's actually yours. Because as a human being, a baby, right, can say, oh, I mean, shit, if you've ever been around babies, like, I don't know what this example is, but it's basically like, your higher self, let me say it that way, knows what's even better for you. And sometimes when we're holding on so tightly to the thing that we want exactly the way we want it, we rob ourselves of what is actually even better for us. And I feel like this is it about humility. So it's a yelling, but it's like a gentle, like, can you shut the fuck, can you sit the fuck, like, just sit the fuck down and let me do what I'm gonna do so I can give you what's actually yours. But with this, I feel like for some of you are still in the sit the down area, and for others, it's in the space where you're in this state where you're like, all right, well, this is handled and we're straight. Like, it's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. I'm just releasing that. I'm gonna tend to other things. And it's allowing your friends, your higher self, your spiritual team, your partnerships, your whatever, to make it come to be what you can handle and what's right for you at that moment, so you can move forward knowing that it's something that was right for you. I hope that made sense. I really hope that made sense. So this popped out like this, and then it popped out like this. I'm actually uncertain about this. This feels right. This is some more surrendering and being in between worlds. This feels more like the, oh no, it doesn't. This feels more like this, kind of feels more like that. Yeah. This is a heavy surrender. Like, please surrender, which is a let go of control issues for real, and allowing things to be. So again, there are some of you who are having a struggling in maybe surrendering and letting go, and then there are others who are feeling a lot more sedated and calmer about things and letting things actually go. If you're in the angsty part of it, you will be moving into a space, or this is your guidance to move into the space of like letting it be and allowing it to be. If you're already in the allowing phase and you're feeling quite sedated and calm about it, you might have a little bit of an upset on the 24th. That's kind of like might shake you up a little bit, but I feel like it's more so about you'll it's affirmation for where it is that you're at and being like, okay, if you're feeling super chill about something, it's okay. You're on the right track actually. Um, except there is here a decision that needs to be made, a fork in the road. This feels like okay, yeah, this is like exactly what I just said, which is if you are in the allowing phase, if you are in the allowing of you are in the sedated sort of calmer state of being, it's about you choosing to fully step into this other world and fully surrendering the situation. So if that's something that you've done that you think you've done, then cool. I'm gonna actually look at the between worlds is actually I love that. So this is for just about everybody and a reaffirmation for some of you. Here it says be mindful of your expectations. This is not a time for guarantees. Things will not go exactly as you plan or dictate. Let go and see what spirit has in store for you. What takes hold in your life will be better than you can imagine. I literally just said that when I was talking about this. I should have just read that for this to explain that because I was a bit long-winded. But I hope that makes sense. So I feel like with this, if things don't work out in whatever way, um, it's gonna be okay, obviously. Because whatever it is that you want it to work out in the way that you want it to work out is not for you in its current form. Oh, thanks for that. It's not for you in its current form. And it's about you really getting into the essence of what it is that you want and acknowledging full well that what it is that you want may not be even the best for you. Um, like I was saying earlier with this and what this message is said between worlds, where what spirit has in store for us is heaps better than what we could ever imagine. And there is pain in that. There is a release and a letting go of let's just cover her up. Bring some light to that part. Aw, she's adorable. But I mean, look at her. She's like just so not around. Let's just put her right there. I feel mean. I don't want to do that. That's not okay. Let's do that. Um, yeah, it's like whatever it is was not for you, and it's a surrendering to that, or the form of it, or the feeling of it, or the essence of it, or like whatever. It's a surrender of that. It's a heavy surrender for some, and for some, it's less heavy surrender. The not for you card is a really heavy card. It really, really is. But in any case, you get to be then put into a position where you have to decide. Never mind. Where you, oh, actually, it kind of works. I wonder what 23 is then. Where you start then looking into this fork in the road here. Hold on, I'm like adding numbers. Just give me a second. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Never mind. 6. That's funny. 6, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, I thought so. I was like, that doesn't add up. I'm still gonna know what 24 is and 23, but 13 plus 6 plus 3, it makes 22, which is the blessed card. So, awesome cohesive message here. Very awesome, very nice. I want to talk about this fork in the road though. Here about this decision that's needing to be made. I feel like it's about a decision about really crossing over into the new into the between the worlds. But because the cards did come out in the other position, um, and I feel to me it was more so about the between worlds and maybe even the not for you card and somehow being in that space of not quite making a decision in the fork in the road. But I feel like it feels like a soft decision. I know those cards are actually really quite heavy, but from I've been learning tarot bit by bit, and what I've noticed is like oracle cards, they're essentially like all major arcana, which makes a lot of sense to why my readings are so like just big. They feel really big. Um, so that's really helpful to know and to just digest. Because I know a lot of the times I'll be looking at certain cards that Colette has done, and she has a background in tarot, and she'll have certain cards, and I'm like, you feel like dot dot dot. I'm like, that is the tarot card. That is the tarot card. She's mixed two tarot cards here, like majors, together to make this one message. So it's really interesting. I digress. The fork in the road when it comes out in the other ways, some people haven't made a decision to fully cross over to letting this be what it needs to be or to allowing that to happen, to allow the friends to help. And in other situations, this is also about allowing people to definitely come in and help you. If you've been doing something alone, it's allowing other people to help you. Um, I mean, which is what I've been saying, but I felt like I should say that again. And it's about definitely, it also feels like allowing people to play their role, play their part in whatever business, career, home, partnership. Um, okay, fork in the road. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, and owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. So, if some of you are at a bit of a crossroads tomorrow, or within this certain energy about what I don't really know. This could have been something that happened in the past, and now you, because of the decision you've made, you've realized something isn't for you, or you're surrendering to something, and now you're kind of stuck between worlds where you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're transitioning through, which is a good place to be. I quite like this. You're transitioning through, although it does come in the reverse, which does speak to this blessed message of saying, something that you may have wanted may not come to fruition. At least it may not come to fruition in the way that you wanted it to come. But hang tight, something better is around the corner, I would say. But this might feel like it might be around the corner in a while. Yeah, it might be a while, and it might be quite heavy for some of you. But we'll see what the next day's energy has in store, if it's different or if it's something more, and we'll see what that let your friends help you is about. Because this did start to feel a little bit heavy, looking at the not for you, then between roles in reverse and protection. So the fork in the road. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road, and you're being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So I feel like this is something that happened before. For some, this might be playing out, where you need to take a stand on the decision that the route that you're going towards, and what it is that you want to make transitions easier for yourself. But I do think that obviously this happens on a spectrum. So for some people are still in that state, and this energy won't play out until later, like fully in terms of like allowing. And for others who are towards the tail end of this, you are in between worlds, and it's about maybe fully choosing, or now that you have crossed over. For others, it's about surrendering to this new space and allowing it to be what it needs to be for you. Okay. I don't know. This is about acting. This came out like this, but it also feels right like that. So I like that. Look at that, it's pointing that way. Oh no. Alright, yeah. It came out in the reverse, but I feel like that's funny. On the top is divine timing, which is like the same image. They got lazy. They got mad lazy. Look, it's the same damn hands. It's the same. It's the same hands. I feel like with this is about yes, divine timing, but that right now may not be the right time to act. But you will need to act. There's something that you might get an inkling about today. Uh, sorry, on the 24th. That you will act on. Like, you will take some sort of action on. But think it through still. Don't be impulsive about the action you take. In the reverse, this does talk about, this is like the scariest card in the reverse. It's like, don't be impulsive. I need that to you, actually. I feel like some people might need it. Be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action. Ah, okay. So this also can relate to the whole let your friends help you in terms of like you don't have to act all the time, especially obviously impulsively, but like let me keep reading it. Let me just finish. Think before you act, lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. There's some consequences here going on. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. Oh god, see how scary it is? The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear. Okay. But for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. But I do also feel this in something of a slightly upright position, and the word that keeps kind of popping in my head is prosperity, 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 prosperity. So in the prosperity message, it's it's basically saying projects, partnerships, and all matters relating to your business are out of the obstacle phase and onto the make it happen phase. That's funny. I wrote a book called Make It Happen. Now is the time to stake your claim and get things done. While you can expect to be busier than usual, this card tells you that you have all the energy and vitality you need to accomplish your goals. Abundance is waiting for you to claim it. I feel like if that was something about business, someone needed to hear that because I kept getting like prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. In terms of not, I feel like in terms of even like impulsive action, it's about giving giving people the space to again play their part. It's about giving people the space to play their part. Not being too impulsive and allowing people to play their part. I literally keep saying the same thing over. I can't find a different way to say it. Allow people to play their part. Let them deal with things. Surrender to that and allow that them to do what they need to do. Allow your spirits to do what they need to do. Team to do what they need to do, and allow yourself to act elsewhere that you might be needing. So, for those who this might be something for work related, act, right? It's good time for partnerships and this, that, and the other, and being with people and in a way that is conducive to you. I really am getting that. And some of you might need to apologize to someone. Um, heal the ouch. This got real deep real fast. What is happening? Ask for and accept support from others. So if there is someone who's tried to help you in the past, perhaps it might be beneficial for you to go to them and say, hey, thanks for trying to help me before I was being stubborn. Can you help me now? Or thank them for the help that they have given you in the past. Or forgive yourself for trying to do things alone all the time. Um, The heal the ouch card is reminding me of a not for you card too. There's something, huh? The heal the ouch talks about forgiveness, and to me, when I see that card, it talks about apologizing to someone, like making amends to someone for something that's happened. Um, so it's a good time for that, especially as it comes to this friend. So this could actually be an actual people person in your world, um, and healing that. So this could be about like letting go of some sort of personal strife that happened with you and someone, or even some entity, company. I don't know, some company. I'm thinking about this company that I had some beef with before. Anyway, um, yeah, and forgiving yourself for either making that decision that you didn't like, um, or forgiving yourself for a certain situation in the past that you now need to kind of step into and um and heal. But even in that healing, it's not about you impulsively saying, yeah, it's funny because they match, but and they match. That's different decks. But it's about you saying, if you're gonna apologize to someone, state your claim, but also leave the floor open for them to state their claim, for them to play their part as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even if you did hurt them, apologize to them for that, but then also see what it was about what you did that hurt them, or let them know about where you were coming from, and so you can have an understanding. So it's not just a surface level, ah la 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 la. It's something that actually goes deeper than just an apology. It goes deeper into furthering your bond. For me, I find strife times, arguments, heavy type situations to be a great, wonderful opportunities to develop a deeper bond with people. Again, this could also be, I'm getting, okay, this could also be in relation to something that you have recently healed with someone. I recently personally had a conversation with someone um, over a situation, and it wasn't an accusatory conversation. It was like a, hey, you know, what happened? Why was that a thing that was going on? What happened? What's going on? It was a very calm conversation. And that calm conversation, talking about something that could be pretty, that was angsty actually for me, was able to bring me to this state of feeling calm, of feeling sedated, because now I'm able to let go of that, and I understand it a lot more from their perspective. It was a situation where someone was ghosting. Was ghosting me, and I was like, it felt like I was being ghosted, and I was like, what the hell? So rather than saying what the hell, da 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 da, I was like, hey, you know what happened? You know, you disappeared. What's going on? And they're like, oh, this, that, and the other. And then we talked about it, and the ouch was healed. My ouch, forgiving myself and healing my own ouch, and also um, not really approaching that person with my angst, not really like communicating my angst and saying like, yo, I thought you died, bruv. Like, I thought you died or something. And them saying, no, I'm just really, really, really busy. And me finding peace in that, saying like, you know what? Fine. Like, if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's finding some sort of peace in the situation with your friends and allowing them to, with your person, and allowing them to play their part. I'm not saying go reach out to somebody. That's not at all what I'm saying, because I'm sure somebody was like, maybe I should just, no. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is finding peace in a certain situation. I'm going to read this to see for a little more clarity. It talks about making amends for any harm you've done to another. Appraise yourself honestly. How have you been selfish, greedy, or inconsiderate? Have you harbored resentment toward those who have harmed you in the past? So that's that I was picking up on, where I was very hurt by that ghostation, and I was like, "What the fudge, bruv? What happened?" Um, Practice deep and radical forgiveness. That's pretty much what ended up happening. In order to be free, to know healing, you must surrender your old hurts. There's a lot of surrendering here. Each card has surrender. Each aspect of this has surrender. And in the beginning, intuitively, the hits were pretty much. I mean, the whole thing has been pretty intuitively hit, but it's been about letting go of something and allowing it to be what it needs to be, giving it a chance to work itself out. Um, and then you taking action on something else. I do feel like this action is about on something else. It might be about prosperity. This is you taking action, possibly also on like a path that you need to choose when it comes to this situation. Or you taking action on a path that is indirectly related to this situation. Everything is related, so there's that. But I read the prosperity message because I feel like for some who are in, I just kept seeing prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. So that's what I wanted to say for those who this might be about something that you've been thinking of. Act, right? Um, Forgiving yourself and loving yourself is important too. Be humble. Humility comes again, and willing to admit your weaknesses. Know the imperfections of the human personality. Walk tall as you take the path of the shaman, the wise elder who is willing to go into the shadows to bring healing light to old wounds. Remember our little shadow girl right here? And I think I was talking in the beginning of the video about shadow and but I think I was mentioning that in relation to the membership. In any case, yeah. So anyway, that's what this is here. I'm gonna see if I can pick up a little bit more for this daily energy because it seems to be quite something. Oh, the deep freeze card slid out, which is another card of surrender. There's a lot of protection here. There's a lot of protection here in this reading. There's a lot of protection here. So the energy for today, if I was to sum it up in one word, is to surrender. If I was to sum it up in another word, it would be allow. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would say. Let's pick another card. Anything else? Oh, I'm not taking that one. Yeah, slow and steady. Not pushing. It came out in the reverse as well. And Metamorphosis also wants to come out. That's 25. So things are changing. Things are evolving, and that's a good thing. A very good thing. I know there's a lot of protection here. But the core thing here has been, for some of you, you need to stop fully. For others, you need to move slow and steady and stop pushing, allowing things to be, and that's the guidance here. That's it. Too long didn't TLDR. Allow things to be. Yeah. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed the tool that I shared with you. If you have a favorite crystal or stone or anything, please post it in the comments below so people can have something to at least go off of. I did give some here. You can just go in your backyard or somewhere, pick up a rock, wash it, and just kind of sit with it and see how it feels, you know. I don't know. Pick your poison. In any case, I wish you the best. Have an amazing day, and keep your light on.